First game of the season for Virginia Tech football is almost here, and we are back with a familiar segment. Welcome to Buy or Sell for Virginia Tech versus South Carolina. I'm Riley Klaus, joined by Chris Coleman. We got David Cunningham and Andy Bitter as well, with Nick Brown behind the scenes. If you are new to Buy or Sell, here is how it works. Each week we will release 5 different lines for the upcoming Virginia Tech football game, and we at Tech Sideline and you, the fans, will also choose to buy, meaning that you think it will happen, or sell, meaning that you think it will not happen. We will release these lines on techsideline.com, where you yourself can make those picks. Now, before jumping into what this year looks like, let's recap last season. Andy, you were on top of the standings, close race, but you're
dominant victory. Let's see,
yeah.
It was hairy for a while there. I think it was under 500 for a while, but rallied at the end, pulled it out. One score game, pulled it out. That's how you have to do it.
First time somebody at Virginia Tech's been able to say that in a while.
It's a lot of situational
race?
buy or sell that I was.
Was it like Will? Was it Will you were beating out?
I forget exactly.
Yeah, Riley, read out those percentages.
So we had Andy at 51.4%. Both Will and the fans were at 50%. Chris was at 47.1. David 42.9. Nick was at 40, and Gio was at 38.
So we all pretty much sucked, and then Gio took it to another level.
Don't take any of these picks to Vegas by any means. Come on now. 51. What was I? 51.8.
51.4.
51.4. Not even so. But by far the best. Only one over 500 in this.
Yeah. So we'll see what we have for this year. And with that, let's jump right into it. Week 1 here. Buy or sell versus South Carolina. Line 1, buy or sell. Kyron Drones outrushes Lenore Sellers.
I'm going first. Sell. Sellers is a freak. Not that Drones isn't. He's an excellent runner, but I'm just selling because, I don't know, random.
Yeah, I sold it. I think Sellers is going to be the difference maker in this game, and we've yet to we know how much Sellers can run the ball. We have yet to see how much Kyron Drones is going to run the ball in this offense under Phil Montgomery.
That's true.
So I'm cautiously optimistic that Tech will move Kyron on the ground, but I'm leaning Sellers.
I sold this one as well. I think Tech would prefer not to run Drones as much as last year, and that's sort of where they got in trouble when he got hurt and moving around like that. So I think that is such an integral key part of the South Carolina offense is Lenore sort of being Superman out there and doing some of those things that I think they will lean into that, and he will be the leading rusher of the 2 quarterbacks.
It's funny that I think they both had exactly 166 carries, like Drones in 2023 when he was healthy, and then Sellers last year. Both 166 carries in each one of those years.
I think Sellers has a little bit more of an explosive run to his,
I would agree with
his game there. Drones, I think Drones has leaned up a little bit. He's maybe not as bulky as he was last year, but he's more of a run you over type guy. Where Sellers can do that. Don't get me wrong, but I think Sellers is also capable of just breaking one.
Yeah, I still have that video, the play, like watching the Clemson South Carolina game live last year, where Sellers basically single-handedly won the game for the Gamecocks by just weaving through guys.
Yeah. And Nick is going to join you guys as well in selling that. So are the fans. But myself and Will are going to buy it. For me personally, I think that Sellers will have more rushing yards on the season, and he's more consistent in terms of that category. But for one game, I'm going to think Drones gets more.
Okay.
So, Will.
Will's just going against the grain.
Yeah, we're against the grain on that one, without a doubt. Now, next we have for line 2, buy or sell. A very talented player in Dylan Stewart for South Carolina gets 3 or more tackles for loss.
Who wants to go?
I can start. Yeah, I sold it. Stewart had, I think, like 10 and a half TFLs last year. Now, he was also, as Chris talked about on our podcast, he had a ton of really, really good players around him. So I think his number will go up. 3 just seems like a lot. I couldn't quite get around to 3, but I could see him having 1.5, maybe 2.
Yeah, I sold this one too. He had one game last year where he got that. And I know there are going to be more opportunities because other guys got to the quarterback first or in the backfield first last year. 3 is a big number, though. That's, you could have 2.5 and it could be a dominant game. So to get to 3, I think that's more likely to not happen than to happen. But it could happen out there, but I'm going to bet against it. I'll say sell.
I'm selling it. I think he's a great player, don't get me wrong. I mean, he's going to be a first-round pick one day. But also, he went out there last year, and nobody could ever double-team him because there were 3 other NFL players on the line. right? You couldn't double team anybody. That's one of the reasons that everybody was so good. They all made each other better. It's not quite the case this year, at least not on paper. Now, if their defense goes out there and plays great, that proves that these guys who have been backups or in the past, that they're ready to step in and prove that they're NFL players too, then it's going to be a lot different. But I think Tech will really focus on Stewart until somebody else proves that they're dominant also. And I think that'll hold him down a little bit.
Nick is joining you in selling that. I am as well. I think 3 is just a little too high. Will is also selling it, but the fans are going to buy in.
The fans hate everything about Tech.
This is
early
Nick,
already.
I think this is like bait for the fans. Like,
Absolutely.
that's hilarious.
So the fans think that one will happen. We'll give them a leg up
They're
if that
so
happens
emotional.
to happen. So let's next go to line 3. Buy or sell, the Hokies score first in the contest.
Bye.
Ooh.
I just think they'll get off to a good start. And like I said, they're a difficult team to prepare for because you don't know what they're going to do. I mean, you have an idea. You have an idea from what Montgomery has done in the past, from what Cephas has done in the past, but it's new personnel, and how does all that stuff like marry together? And I think that makes, I wouldn't want to be game playing it against Virginia Tech this week. I'll put it that way.
I sold it. I think South Carolina gets the ball first and scores first. Put it plain and simple.
Simply put.
Yeah, I always hate the ones that are sort of dependent on a coin flip. I sold this one as well. I think South Carolina just has a better offense, more dynamic player quarterback, and if they get the ball, they could score first. But a lot depends on the coin flip, I think, in this situation. But sluggish starts for Virginia Tech is not something that's uncommon. So I'll go with sell.
I feel like if both teams score on their first drive, we should just totally invalidate
This one's.
that pick.
I feel like this is a good value to go against the grain because it is kind of a random draw about who has the first opportunity.
This is going to be very interesting.
This is an interesting one. So Nick is going to join Chris in terms of buying it. I am buying it as well. I'm envisioning like a field goal or something just early on in the game. Will is buying it also, but the fans are with Andy and Dave.
Andy,
So
you
quite a
and the
mix of
fans, baby.
I will say this: if Virginia Tech gets the ball, John Love is good from like 60 now. He's got the range, so you don't have to get down there all the way into the red zone to have a scoring opportunity.
Yeah,
he gives you that possibility.
I don't think he's going to be trying long field goals in the first drive against South Carolina because if you miss, you don't want to give South Carolina a short field.
I think he should though. If you have that weapon, you're in a dome. You're
you
playing
get up
in
to
a
the
game
40-yard
like this.
line, and you got 4th and 10.
What was
kicking
that?
it.
Was that Cardinals kicker? I think kicked like a 70-yarder in the preseason or something like that.
Do you remember Tecmo's Super Bowl where like you could attempt like a 100-yard field goal with the graphic, and whether if you miss a field goal and it was short, whether it was a 40-yard field goal or a 100-yard field goal, it just barely went short on the graphic every single time.
And now that they know this is on the line, maybe they roll the dice for that to help the line out.
Yeah,
But
there you
we'll
go.
have a couple
Clearly,
more.
they're listening to buy or sell to make decisions about this.
Exactly. We'll have 2 more to go, but first let's hear from one of our sponsors.
This episode of the Tech Sideline podcast is brought to you by the Robertson and Cox Real Estate Team. Are you looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? We've got your back. Centrally located in Radford, Virginia, the RNC team is proudly and professionally serving the New River Valley, Roanoke, and Southwest Virginia. With over 35 combined years of experience, we have all the knowledge needed to help you reach your real estate goals and have the best experience possible. Contact us today for all your real estate needs. Visit rndcteam.com to learn more.
As advertised, we have 2 more lines to go, and let's go to line number 4. Buy or sell. Either team scores 4 or more touchdowns, including overtime, if needed.
I'm selling. I think I don't know. I just think there's so many new faces for both teams. I don't think either team's going to be up to max efficiency in this game. I think maybe I think the unit that is going to perform best in this game overall is the Virginia Tech defense because everything is so new, and I think it'll have South Carolina confused for part of the game, quite frankly. And then Tech offense, we'll see. I'm still not firmly convinced of the Drones-Montgomery dynamic. So I don't think either team's going to score 4 touchdowns.
I bought it. I had South Carolina at 31. I think South Carolina scores 4 touchdowns. So
Yeah, I sold this one. I said 26-20. So unless there's a lot of missed extra points in this one, nobody's going to be scoring 4 touchdowns. I'm with Chris. I think first game of the season, a lot of new pieces. It's not just a smooth operation on both sides. I think things stall down. I would give the advantage to the defenses. Maybe once they get down the red zone, and kind of things tighten up and the field's a lot more crowded. So I think a lot more field goals in this one than touchdowns, perhaps. So I sold this.
Nick is going to join David in buying. I am as well for the exact same reason David just laid out. I think that's the number they're looking at. Will is going to sell it, and the fans are buying it. So the fans think a little bit of a higher scoring for the winner. That's a good question.
I think
we'll have to find out.
I think the fans are picking South Carolina to score 4 touchdowns.
Are our fans even going to watch the game? It doesn't seem like they want to.
But for viewership purposes, turn your TV on.
Please, yes. Even if you don't watch it, just leave it
I don't
on.
think that's how that works, but still.
Let's go to our final line of the video. Buy or sell a field goal, extra point, or punt gets blocked in Beamer ball fashion, if you will.
I'm selling it, because in the vast majority of college football games or football games in general, there is not a blocked kick or a punt. And if you went to Vegas, you could win a lot of money by voting yes. But it's just not likely to happen. So I'm selling it.
I want to win a lot of money. I'm buying it.
Oh man,
We're going on a limb there.
I don't know. Beamer ball, man. What? I don't know. I think something. I would not surprise me with this Virginia Tech team. Something screwy happens. Would not surprise me if there was a blocked punt, a blocked extra point. I mean, APR blocked an extra point last year at Syracuse. Tech had a punt block last year against Marshall. Screwy things can happen. You got Beamer ball. Not just Shane, but Frank's in the house too. So
can you imagine if Virginia Tech lost a 1-score game to Shane Beamer on a block?
I mean, that would make for a great story. So I'm not necessarily rooting for it, but I wouldn't mind if that's how the story played out. I sold this one as well. I got a fire sale sold across the thing. I don't know if Nick has an alarm set up to go off. I know he startles people when they drive. You mentioned a couple incidents where it happened last year. It's still like in 1/4 of the games maybe in the season. So if you're asking me, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? And not give me odds on one side or the other, I'm going to say it's not going to happen. That doesn't mean I don't have a Beamer ball tweet queued up if either side happens to do it. That's a law. I think you have to tweet Beamer ball whenever there's a block kick and Virginia Tech is involved.
Well, Nick is a believer with David buying it. I am selling for the same reasons Chris laid out. In most games, it's not super common. Will is going to buy it. And lastly, the fans think it will not happen. They are going to sell. So quite a bit of a spread between these picks, and we'll have to see how it all shakes out. But those are the 5 lines for this week. If you voted, best of luck in your advantage as well. But thank you for watching this edition of Buy or Sell for Virginia Tech versus South Carolina.